help me. But I'll go so hard for you to give me money. Somebody help me. Oh, don't you help me. But I work so hard for you to give me money. Oh, to give me money. Oh, that's my record. What y'all know about Wham? So I'm gonna yeah, being we can't play the music on here. Let me try to sing some of this. Somebody tell me and doing it when you want and on it when you want. And I we got listen, Untold Story of George Michael and Wham. And we're gonna have fun with it. Cause being I can't play the music, George Michael got a documentary. Well, Michael estate. He passed on December 20, December 25th, 2016. And shout out to Epic Records and shout out to his estate and shout out to everybody that behind his new documentary that's coming out in the summer. And Cx1DJs is one of the podcasts that's doing the promotion on it. So shout out to the whole George Michael UK people. All I say UK people, all the UK fans, all the UK people that support George Michael, because a lot of people thought George Michael was from the US, so that's why we got the Untold Stories. Especially a lot of new fans of George Michael, like people that start listening to Wham and some of George Michael later stuff. We're gonna get into all the features he did. He did a lot of features. I gotta keep looking at my monitor, making sure we good. So shout out to everybody that's checking in on the check-in. Let me send some text messages out because tonight will be epic. Shout out to the whole CX1DJs and shout out to everybody. I like being on time. We on time today. I like the on time thing. This is getting to be kind of dope. I like being the on time thing going. Shout out to everybody that support DJ Butterrock, CX1DJs. We do things different podcast. The CX1DJs podcast. Shout out to everybody that support DJ Butterrock. Yeah. So I want to say this. Shout out to all the platforms that streams the show. And this is a Eddie Bauer. This is the new Eddie Bauer long sleeve. I mean, people stop wearing Eddie Bauer. I said, you know what? Tonight I'm gonna wear the Eddie Bauer because last week I wore the well, 2 weeks ago I wore the baseball shirt when I did the Gunner. So we got the Eddie Bauer on in the Calvin Canal. What y'all? I'm bringing sexy back tonight. You see that? So we're gonna be talking about a lot of dope things tonight. Let me see if I can put the mic like this. And tonight's show is sponsored by Jones Graphics T-shirt printing. For all your dope printing needs, go to jonesgraphics404.com or call the hotline number 44552-8731. The hotline number is 44552-8731 for all your T-shirt needs. Anything you need in printing, they do it. Car wraps, T-shirt printing, of course, T-shirt printing, hoodies, any merch. You got any merch? You got a brand that you're coming out with? We could print all that. Jones Graphics T-shirt printing. Okay, go to Jones Graphics, jonesgraphics404.com. That's the website. And tonight's show is sponsored by Jones Graphics. Let me say something else. If you are a George Michael fan and you missed tonight's show, shame on you. Shame on you. Because George Michael brought a lot of soul. He brought a lot of I got a speech problem. He brought a lot of music to the music industry. He brought real singing. And one thing I like about UK artists, because he's from the UK, one thing I like UK artists, they really know how to make sure that the music sound like music. I'm not saying American artists. It's just the quality of the, like you got the quality is just so damn different, man. I just I know y'all might, man, it's the same. No, it ain't. I listen to how the mix and the mastering sound on a lot of these records. I listen to a lot of production, and I see the difference in the quality of the people that's here in the States. They just put out their music without even having no kind of substance to it. Now, I'm not shitting on people in the States. So I'm just saying I could tell the difference from a UK artist and a US artist. It's just a difference. And I don't want nobody saying, oh, don't be shitting on the United States artists. No, I just see a difference in the production. And I want everybody to understand that. And I'm quite sure if you listen to different kind of music, you will hear the quality of the production when you in the UK. I know musical wise, we're gonna get into it. Musical wise, I got all my stuff over here. Music wise, they deal more into live instruments. If you go back to that, I'm old. I'm 52, and my birthday was March 13th. And shout out to everybody that gave me birthday gifts. Shout out to Punkerfoot, Julius Simmons, my coach, my YouTube coach from iHeartMedia, gave me $150. Damn, TCap gave me $40. Thank you, TCap. Punkerfoot gave me $50, and then she came back and gave me another $200. Shout out to Punkerfoot. Julius Simmons gave me $25, and she gave me a gift card to go to the gym. I guess she telling me I'm fat. Shout out to Julius Simmons. Troy Wallace gave me $500. Shout out to Troy Wallace. I'm thinking, damn, Troy Wallace topping them all. He gave me $500. Damn, Troy. I don't think nobody topping you, Troy Wallace. Who else gave me some money? I'm gonna shout out today. We already said TCap. He gave me $40. Who else gave me money? Bill Watson gave me no money, but he gave me some gift certificates to go to get some studio equipment, and that bio that it worth about $1,700. So money wise, Troy Wallace is top of them, but gift wise, Bill Watson. Thank you, Bill, because I definitely need that studio equipment for my studio and my podcast. And I love everybody. I don't care, small or big. I appreciate all the birthday gifts, all the birthday gifts, and everybody that shouted me out. Now, don't worry. It's still month of March. If you didn't send Butterrock nothing for his birthday, understand you have a birthday coming, and I will keep the same energy when your fucking birthday coming. So my my Cash App is money sign DJ Butterrock. Be generous and send me something for my goddamn birthday, because I did a lot for you motherfuckers. So I think I deserve it. I deserve it all. And I be doing free shit. And what I did, I texted to all my friends. I didn't send it to, I ain't go on social media, hey, like some goofy niggas be doing on their podcast and they Instagram live. Hey, all my friends send me the Cash App, and I don't want to tellerize. So what I do, once people give me something, I shout out the ones that gave me. You notice I ain't say the people that didn't give shit. It's a whole bunch of motherfuckers that ain't give nothing that I looked out for. And thank you too. Because I know when your birthday, you do for people, but you doing it because you're doing it from the blessing of God. You're not doing it to get nothing back. But when it's my birthday, and if you see a birthday text and you ignoring it, say happy birthday back, and you ain't sent shit, when I got a Cash App donation thing there, I'm like, okay, motherfucker, wait till your birthday come, bitch, because I'm not sending you shit. Don't even. You can send me your happy birthday bullshit, but I'm like, happy birthday back, and send you some flowers and balloons and shit. Niggas did that. I'm like, nigga, are you? And person, it's always the ones with the money that send you back that shit. You know, these niggas are multimillionaires. They don't send you nothing though. They send you balloons. Happy birthday. It may be the people that got 9 to 5s and jobs and shit that send me gifts. I'm like, man, how these millionaire motherfuckers don't? Well, besides Troy Wallace, Bill Watson, and my new coach, I ain't talking about y'all. We talking about the people that didn't send shit. I'm gonna put your ass on blast on the George Michael show, baby. I ain't gonna say no names though, but I appreciate anybody. Say you had people like, you don't know nobody pockets. No, I don't, but I know the ones that do got the deep pockets. They can send me shit, and I be checking on people, make sure niggas still breathing. And God damn it, the Untold story's been going for about a week. I'm back on your ass. Shout out to my team, man. Shout out to TCap and shout out to DJ Money. I love you both. And I want to say, let me pick up my team before you start. This week was been crazy, and I had my team behind me. And I tell everybody, if you don't watch the show tonight, you'll watch it later. We don't care. Yeah, we stop chasing views, and YouTube views ain't right and all that shit. We ain't on that. We right now we on about 30 different platforms streaming live. And shout out to Troy Wallace. He said we streaming live on his Facebook. Anybody go to Troy Wallace Facebook, y'all see he said the shit is streaming live. And can somebody go DJ, somebody, one of y'all go to Facebook and see if Troy Wallace streaming live. He said he's live on Facebook. He just texted me. He said, Butterrock, I ain't on YouTube. I'm live on Facebook. I'm streaming live on Facebook. Because somebody go to Facebook and type in Troy Wallace and let me know he's on there because he's not on YouTube. He said he's streaming it live from his Facebook. Can somebody go check on Facebook and see if Troy's streaming? Let me see if I can do it. Hold on. I'm going to see if I'm doing it. I hate because I'm clicking out of the damn window and shit. I hate doing that. But I'm going to do it because Troy said he's on Facebook, so we're going to go find out. He said he's live on Facebook, baby. Shout out to Troy Wallace. But I'm about to go see if he's live on Facebook. I'm doing that shit right now. Oh shit, Troy is live on Facebook. Oh shit, my nigga. Oh, he live on Facebook, y'all. He's showing out. Troy Wallace is showing out for Cx1DJs. He got our direct link and he linked it to his Facebook, and we live on Troy Wallace Facebook. Oh, god damn it. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Troy Wallace. Hey. He said, Butterrock, I love you, and I'm going live on Facebook. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to everybody checking on and checking. When you check in, oh shit, I'm gonna knock all my shit over. God damn it, Jesus. You checking in for the George Michael show. It's gonna be a movie tonight. I want everybody to check in. Like, share, subscribe, and add more people in. Add more people, because we're gonna go deep with the George Michael. So we ain't gonna do too much talking. We gotta get right into the show because it's a deep show. So for instance, everybody remember George Michael, right? So George Michael, he have a documentary coming out. So his estate and Epic Records and everybody got together and they hitting up all the new and the platforms they think this will work on. Because he came out letting everybody know he's gay. All right. So how many do you guys know? I got the tea. Shout out to all the PRs, shout out to Epic Records, and shout out to all George Michael team. His estate that's over his team. Everybody, I'm gonna give y'all the juice. If some of the young people come like, who the hell is George Michael? And you just see us promoting it for about 3 weeks. All right, George Michael is a British, he's from overseas artist. He started the group Wham, all right, in 1987. All right, and the group Wham ended in 1989, and he started his solo career in 1989 as well. So he's born in London, all right? June 25th, 1963, all right? And he passed away December 25th, 2016 at a tender age of 52. All right, we're just gonna get that out there, all right? He's dead, all right? R.I.P. to George Michael. And I was told to sing one of my songs of George Michael because we can't play it on here. Time will never last. Don't laugh. Dangerous whisper, I will die for you. You're the voice of mine. I can't waste no time. I was chosen by the silver scream. I will die for you. I'm never gonna dance again. The guilty feeling I won't live up. I'm never gonna dance again. You know I'm not a fool. You should have known better to treat a friend. To waste this chance and I won't give up. I'm never gonna dance again. I'll dance when you. Tonight we gonna sing so loud. Maybe, baby, we'll lose this crowd. Baby, it's better this way. You're not gonna down in the one to say, and we will look good together. We should laugh forever. What's all the to be stay? I'm never gonna dance again. I know your niggas better be laughing. I fucked up the words. Time will never last. I like this part. Dangerous whisper, I will die for you. He did not say that shit. It sounded like he said it. It sounded like it. I'm sorry. It sounded like he said that, but George Michael, that's kind of like how he was singing. All right, so we're gonna get into it. All right, so What's up? No, don't judge me. I ain't no fucking singer. I'm a DJ and I'm a damn rapper when I want to rap. And that was my shit though. All right, so we're gonna get into the Wham. So George Michael started Wham back in, like I said, 1987. Wham was you could not be a kid listening to the radio because back in '87, R&B soul was the shit. It's like you turn on the radio, you knew the star. You like now you turn on the radio, everybody's a fucking star. Everybody want to make it. No, back in the '80s when you was into the music industry, you knew the star from the hard work. You knew the star from the production. You knew a star from the way. We're gonna get into the George Michael thing. We ain't just gonna lay out all the dirt first. We're gonna build you up and we're gonna give you the untold stories of George Michael. That's what Cx1DJs do. And I was told to report whatever, and I'm, we're gonna get into it. So let's get into his career. He was young when he started Wham. Now keep in mind, George Michael started Wham. Okay, he started Wham, and then they was independent. It was more him. Most of these artists was started off independent, like how artists start off now. So he was independent. He started Wham. There was doing like small bars and shit like that, and then he met a couple of drummers and a couple of musicians. You know what I'm talking about? God damn it, I talk crazy. A couple of other people that's in the band he met. I'm gonna say that better, and they started Wham. He had the other singer that was with him, and they started Wham. Looking for a deal. Right back then, you had to really be the shit. You just couldn't. Wasn't no social media, so you ain't just getting a record deal. So they promoted. They started selling their own merch. It started selling the George Michael Wham merch first. It was the merch from Wham that got them the situation with Sony. So they didn't just get the record deal straight up. It was more selling the merch and singing on the corners and shit like that. The lead singer, well, no, I said the lead singer. George Michael was the lead singer. The other singer that was with him in the group, they actually went to San Francisco and they had a dinner meeting. This is a true story, yo. A dinner meeting with another band member. And the other band member had the plug, we're going to just talk in 2026 terms, had the plug with Columbia Records. All right. So he he had to plug pretty much like, hey man, I got we from the UK, we got got a band, we a group we trying to start, and the guy like, what did Wham stand for? See, I want to spoil all the tea yet. He said, nah, man, no, that's just our name. That's the name that our lead singer, the head of the group, came up with. Now this is the guy from the band, all right, out in San Francisco. And at that time, it was not very, very popular. Shout out to Kermit Henderson. At that time, it wasn't that very popular. Shout out to Kermit in here checking in. It wasn't very popular to say who you are and what you got going on. Shout out to Kermit checking in. Shout out to Kermit Henderson, superstar maker. Now Kermit might know some of the story. We're gonna keep it jiggy though, and we're gonna keep it PG. So anyway, back in San Francisco, the one of the guys from the group met with one of the guys from Columbia Records. All right, so they had the dinner meeting. He let them know about his group out in the UK, and from there, they was talking. They went back to London, and then they came out with a couple of singles, not signed yet. All right, a couple of singles came out from the group. All right, so therefore, George Michael is finding himself. We're going to get back to George Michael, not Wham. So while he's working on the group, Wham, he's actually still finding himself on who he is as a artist. This is what I tell a person, you can't jump into anything in this music industry without having a plan. So George Michael already had a plan of being a lead singer of the group, Wham, and also branching off to start his own solo career. So He wrote all the songs for the group, and he also listen. He also did some of the production. He also, he was a producer as well. If you look at some of the older credits, go pull up some of the Wham albums. George Michael was one of the producers of, but all, if not all the albums, mostly the first couple of albums that Wham put out. So Wham been around from, like I said, 1987, and they ended it in 1989. Now, you might want to say, why the fuck did Wham end after all the millions of records that Wham sold, all the millions of merch that Wham sold? Back in the day, you had the Wham t-shirts, you had the Wham posters. The girls was going crazy. You can be nothing without Wham. Wham was the shit. You cannot turn on the radio without listening to George Michael and Wham. But see, the problem was, in any group, you want to be the man. Everybody want to be the fucking man. All right? This is about George Michael. It's not about the other singer. All right, so let's get that. Don't get it twisted. That's why you see only one person on here. I was got strict instructions to how to do this, because we got to report of the clearance that we got the clearance of. So I want to talk about someone else, but I don't got the clearance to talk about that. But I will say this. George Michael wrote 100% of the music of in Wham. So the other singer in Wham did not write the music, even though if it was in credits, was told to me from my journalist, and that's why we ain't saying allegedly. No, he wrote 100% of the Wham, all the Wham albums and singles, which he didn't get credit for all the writing, because we're going to get into the Columbia Records thing, what I can talk about, and Epic Records and Virgin Records and all the other labels that he had partnerships with his personal career, solo career, and also with Wham. So let's get back into the hype in the 80s. And shout out to Kermit. You cannot be in the music industry a soul records or an independent record promoter or a record exec if you did not know who the fuck Wham was back in the 80s. Wham posters, merch was all over every record store. His songs, that group songs was all over the radio. Commercial, hip hop, R&B, soul, alternative, rock. The songs that Wham put out was in all genres. The singles that they put out was in all genres. A lot of people heard the song, "You Gotta Have Faith, faith, you gotta have faith." All right. You're right. You gotta have faith. But the years that Wham was going on, allegedly, now I got to throw in allegedly, because this is my journal's investigation. Allegedly, they said George Michael and the other singer had a relationship. One of the background singers, I'm gonna say allegedly, because I got this information from a deep source, and I don't like saying allegedly, but it's a 99% true. They went to the back room, and we talking 1980. It was I'm gonna tell you a year now, because they told me that make sure I got my notes right. 1988. George Michael and the other singer of Wham was in the back. It was heated. They was in the backstage right before one of their concerts, and the one of the band members went in there and saw them in a very compromised position. I'm like, hold on for a minute. What do you mean by that? Because George Michael was a sex symbol back in the 80s. And he said, well, yeah, I was they hired me to do bass, and I went to the back and to get a water and some refreshments, and I saw the two guys back there doing what they do best, rehearsing. So y'all thought I was saying he was kissing her. All right. So it was rehearsing in a way that he didn't understand that back in the 80s. And he said, George, what y'all got going on? He's like, well, we rehearsing. We're making sure everything is right. So I got to, I'm going to talk in 2026 terms, making sure my shit is right. So I make sure everything right. So the guy said, all right, well, in business as usual. And then the other singer of Wham, I was told not to say his name, and I won't say it until I get a text on my phone to mention his name, being this is not about him, it's about George Michael. He came to him and said, hey, man, in this business, you keep what you keep what you saw to yourself. You say, man, I ain't seen nothing. I did good. Long as you keep it that way, you have a job. Untold Stories of George Michael. So that mean, I'm gonna break it down and you shut the fuck up and you see some shit that ain't your fucking business. You open up a door that you ain't supposed to be opening and you see some shit going down, some ratio, it's anything. I'm gonna watch my words on here because that's what I do. You shut the fuck up. It is not your business to go out and tell everybody. It was no social media in 1988 or 1987 or the 90s. It was the tabloids though. So you have the tabloids and you could really start a real bad rumor. And back in them days, that ain't the shit you supposed to do. You can find your ass in the Hudson River or the river out in wherever river is close to where your ass is at if you start talking some shit. You know what? Back then, certain stuff wasn't popular. Showing skin was not popular back then. Your sexuality, if you was gay or straight, was not popular back in the 80s. If you already had a brand that was selling millions of records, you cannot come out and say you a dyke. You can't come out and say that you the G word. Because we can't say certain things on YouTube. You can say you was that if you was that. Unfortunately, you couldn't express yourself. It was all about the record companies making money off of their talent. The record companies spend tens of billion dollars on the artists back in the day. Artist development, clothes, wardrobe, touring, tour buses. A lot of money back then. They spent more money back then than they ever did now. It's money being spent now, but not like it was back in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. When Wham came out, the record labels was throwing a bag on all the white Caucasian artists. So if you was not black or not Latino, and you was another race or looked like another race besides black or Latino, you was getting the money, you was getting the budget that a black artist or a Latino artist was not getting. Some of the pop artists was getting the multi-billion-dollar budgets to run their project. Not millions, billions. I got the paperwork. So if you were an artist like Wham or a country singer or you did rock music, you had the big budgets. So imagine what kind of money they was playing with Wham, Columbia Records at that time. And then, of course, each record deal merged into another record deal. So you had Columbia, you had Virgin, you had Epic Records. We don't want to leave out no record label. Shout out to all the record labels. Shout out to Epic Records tonight as well. So at the time when Wham came out, it was on the Columbia. The Columbia Records was the biggest label, one of the biggest labels out there besides Universal Music Group and Warner Brothers. You had Columbia, and then you had the boutique label underneath Columbia, and you had Epic Records and Warner Music Group and so Sony and they also were signed to Sony. So I can't not miss Sony. So let's get back into, because when I do my Untold Stories, I break down the music industry and not just talk about what the artist been through. And so the do's and don'ts of the music industry now is a little different. You could come out and say, I'm gay. You could do all that, which is nothing wrong with that. I love. You could come out and say, I'm with the LGBTQ. All right, that's beautiful. I love it. Most of my friends, my mother was LGBTQ. All right. Very happily. RIP to her. So what I'm trying to tell everybody is back in the 80s, you could not come out and say who you are. You couldn't express yourself. It was bad for business. The record company wouldn't allow you to do it anyway. Even only the ones that did it and was successful was the ones that already made their mark in the music industry. So if you didn't make your mark in the music industry, you can't just come out and say you are straight or you any of that. You could say you supposed to be straight. If you selling records to the ladies and the men liking you, but they like you more on a like you the man kind of thing, you can't come back and then say that you the other thing. And then you had a lot of churches that fell in love with George Michael. You had a lot of preachers. You had a lot of you had a lot of different religions that fell in love with George Michael. So when the word came out in 2007 because it came out in 2007 that he was gay. All right, so it didn't come out earlier. He played with it, but he didn't come out and say he was. He like what is it any of your business? Basically, George, like, listen to me. This book is going to be breaking that down in his book about his religion and about his sexuality and his documentary they're coming out with in June of 2026. Shout out to George Michael. Shout out to everybody that allows Cx1DJs to report this and make sure this be on the Untold Stories. So if you say you gay, do that stop me from buying your music? Unfortunately, it can. So the whole point of being an artist is identify yourself who you are. Back then, you could not say you are a certain amount. You are a certain person. You can say that you are straight or gay back then. You got to stay whatever your market is. Some of the LGBTQ artists was accepted early on because they came in the game like that, which I love it. But the ones that didn't wanted to keep their business private, that mean they just want to give you their talent, they talent. So their sexuality or what they do in their private life had nothing to do with the fans. Unfortunately, in this music industry, you have to embrace who you are. Because a lot of the fans, I got to talk to one of the producers because I'm in my studio. Hey, I smell something burning in here. Yo, is y'all burning something? I'm in the studio. I think they're cooking. I think that shit fall out the bone in this mother. Hold on for a minute. Hold on. Yeah. I smell like something burning there. Y'all burn down the studio. I want to die on the George Michael shit. God damn it. Anyway, I had to check, make sure nobody burned down the goddamn studio. That fall off the bone shit back here. I don't know what the hell they doing back there. And I smell some shit burning. Hold on, let me get some water. Because this George Michael shit getting hot. It getting so hot I'm burning. I smell shit burning. Because I'm trying not to say the wrong shit. Because I want George Michael people to say, motherfucker, take it down. Take that video down. So I'm trying to, hey, y'all know I'm dreading lightly. What a dread lightly. So maybe, because the shit I got to say is some shit I got to say because the shit I got to say. All right, 1, 2. So back to what I was saying. So you have to embrace who you are. But unfortunately, I want to let you young artists know, you young LGBTQ artists know that back then you could get murdered for saying you were part of that organization. Shit today. But see, I was very young when George Michael came out and hit the scene. I'm 52. He hit the scene that jam. I was young. 87, he hit the scene, 1987. So I was very young. I was a George Michael fan. Everybody around me was a George Michael fan. We had the Wham posters. You could not turn on the radio. Back, I'm from Jersey, so you turn on Kiss FM, a WBLS 105. You could not turn on that radio prime time without hearing Wham. You couldn't. All right, so let's get more into it. All right, so pretty much it. He found the group. He started the group. They sold records. They sold millions of records, and pretty much he went solo in 1989. So his solo career started with Epic Records. So you might want to know why did the group break up? All right. Well, the other singer in Wham, which I'm not going to mention his name, because I was told not to, and I won't. Pretty much said George owed him money for royalties. All right, like any group that you thinking everybody gonna be straight up. George, like, I wrote all the songs. I don't owe you anything. And the guy like, man, I don't want to do it no more. True story. No alleged. I don't want to do it no more. And George said, well, I already been working on my own solo thing. It's two parts of that story. I got to break it down, the whole damn story. God damn it. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. Do it for the vine. I ain't going to do it. Do it for the vine. I ain't going to do it. So, allegedly, because I got to say allegedly, these two men was having an affair with each other. I wasn't there. She wasn't there. He was there, allegedly. And when I talked to Georgia people, they like, that was the rumor. That we can't clarify it because George ain't here to defend is that true or not. But I will say in a couple of interviews, he said how much he loved the other singer of Wham, how he respect him, and he wish him nothing but the best, and he would do anything for him to be successful. Right before George passed away, he made sure that other singer from Wham had $3 million in his bank account. Untold stories. Cx1DJs, Untold stories of George Michael. So if you telling me I owe you money and you wait 40 years later and then you put $3 million in my bank account, that don't mean George owed him anything. That mean that George might think he needed the $3 million. And nobody got that classified information but Cx1DJs because we are journalists now. We got 14 PRs. And none of that shit is allegedly. So George did take care of. We heard nothing negative about George Michael when we was doing our investigation. Once we got to clear it that we could do this and support the documentary. The name of the documentary is George Michael. That's the name of it. It's named after him. And it'll get deeper into some information that I can't leak out because some of that information I don't have. I'm not privileged to have certain information that's in the documentary because if I'm talking about the documentary, then it won't be a documentary because Cx1D just leaked out part of the documentary. But one thing I would know from my professional investigation is George Michael was so sad when people did not. He was sad and then he didn't give a fuck when people didn't embrace him when he came out. And let everybody know his sexuality. And another thing, George did so many features that was unheard of. Right before George Michael passed away, he did about 30 features with some of the major artists that you never fucking heard of. So, I mean, you heard of, but you wouldn't believe it. He did a feature with Mary J. Blige. Did Untold Story. Did you know that? He got a single out right now with Mary J. that was not promoted. He got some songs with Biggie Smalls that was not ever released. He got songs with Tina Marie that was not released. Untold Stories of George Michael. He got songs with Rick James that was never released. He got songs with Beyonce that was never released. Untold Stories of George Michael. So when you come out, he came out the closet, he let everybody know he was gay back in 2007. Which it was not popular because he got on the Oprah Winfrey show and she told him, said, are you worried about your record sales going down? George Michael, like, I don't care about that. I'm not doing this about the record sales. I'm doing this about my art. And if you can't accept me for who I am, of me being who I am, then you don't need to be buying my records. Anyway, go ahead, George Michael. I don't understand, but I love you. That was George Michael shit. I ain't write that. That's George shit. To give me money. Oh, to give me money. Oh. Excuse me. You know I got to do my Butterrock shit in it. My man said, and don't he loves you. To everything she want and everything she need. I'm going to tell you something. I see why some people was disappointed. Because he was singing all the love shit to the girls. He said, don't love you. I give you attitude and everything she need. Now, George, I'm RP to you. You passed away December 25th on Christmas, 2016. God damn it. Why are you going to take George on Christmas? That's some crazy shit. How you die on Christmas, George? Come on now. I love George Michael. I'm straight man. All right, straight over here. We straight at 6 o'clock. But I love me some George Michael. I don't give a fuck what his sexuality is. I don't give. That ain't gonna stop me from buying George Michael. I got all George Michael records. I got all Wham records. I got all George Michael records. And you notice the lead singer of that group, he tried to come out with some music. That shit ain't do nothing. Not the lead singer, the other singer. Excuse me. God damn it. You really didn't hear the other guy. And his people told me, hey, don't mention him in case he come back and try to sue you. I assume who? Me? Cx1DJs? Shit. I ain't gonna mention that nigga name ever. Well, he ain't a nigga, but I ain't gonna mention his fucking name ever. This is an uncut show, too. It's uncut. All right? It's uncut. This ain't edited. All right? This ain't PG. So I want everybody to know this shit is uncut. So don't say his name because you're suing. I ain't saying shit. I'm just saying George Michael. We got the permission, we got the clearance to say George Michael. We ain't saying shit about the other group from Wham. Because personally, when I heard Wham, I didn't know it was the other fucking group. I just thought it was one person singing in the motherfucker. Because all I heard is, somebody told me, so everything you want and everything you need. Not like, damn, you were singing to a man the whole time, George. It's cool, George Michael. I love you, George. And I'm looking in this camera to his people. I love me some George Michael because I know there's people on here. I got a text from my PR saying there's people on here. And they liking it. They're loving it. No one's offended. We all grown. Love who, my camera right here. Where's my camera? Oh, right here. Love who you are. Do not ever shy away from who you are. If you gay, if you I gotta make sure I sell the shit right. You LGBTQ, love it. Don't be ashamed of that shit. Cause why are you ashamed, man? Shit, everybody out here LB. I really believe everybody got a little shit in them. Everybody a little shaky. Nah, nigga, you tripping? No, nigga, everybody a little shaky. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I love me people. Beautiful people, beautiful people. It don't matter. If you're a good person, do it matter what your sexuality is? Do it really matter if you do good music and you a good person and you help people? Do it fucking matter if you straight again? Do it really matter? Because I love LGBTQ. I love straight. I love jackass. I love a good dude. I love a hater. I love a gratulator. And all these motherfuckers. I know some of the gayest people is some real people, man. My cousin TT, he's gay and he's real. He's a real brother. He said, man, you better motherfucker watch the motherfuckers. You watch them from the back and the front, bitch. I'm like, God damn, TT. Shit. They don't love you, nigga. They don't love you. That's what TT told me. He said, they just want what you got. I said, TT, what the fuck? I'm just trying to get to the top. Butterrock. And this is how TT talk. And I love him. He out there in New York. I love him. They just want what you got. That's why they hate you. He talk like that. And I always fuck with him. He like, man, you need anything from me, I'm there. That's how TT talk, and I ain't making fun of him. He told me I could do that. I told him I was doing George Michael, and he said, "Man, you like I'll be joking with him. He joke with me. He's like, you're a roughneck." I'm like, I said, TT, who the fuck still saying roughneck in 2026? You a roughneck, cousin? He called me cuzzo. Shit, I don't think I'm no roughneck though. I don't think so. But back to George Michael. So he made sure the other singer in Wham had money. Like, so I got the information on how he passed away. All right. So we're gonna get into that a little later on. I don't wanna dim the lights right now. But I will say this. George knew he was going. This was something that he just dropped dead on December 16, 2026. I mean 2016. He knew he's going to be out of here. All right, Untold Stories. I know y'all thought George just passed away and he ain't know. Most people that's in different lifestyles knows it's shit comes with a cost. So you got the good and bad with everything, right? You know that, right? So say if you did drugs your whole life, right? And then you get off of drugs, right? And then you know, and eventually them drugs will take your life, even if you're not on the drugs. Because the drugs, I'm talking to all you people, drugs will tear your body down. You know it or not. Even when you decided I'm going to be clean, alcohol will tear your body down. Even though when you say I'm decided I'm not going to take another drink, the toll could have been already on your body already. It might be too late to take another drink or another sniff or another hit of that pipe or sniff of that blow. It might be too late to say I'm done. I had one person, and this I'm going to get back to George Michael. This got all to do with everything. This person I know, he did drugs his whole life, all right? Then he decided to stop. Then he got sick. He said, damn, Butterrock, I should have stayed on the motherfucking drugs. I was healthy when I was on the drugs. I said, no. He said, because now the drugs tore my body up. So now I'm off the drugs. I'm accepted anything that come my way. My immune system is accepted to get all the bad shit that he thought the drugs was blocking all the bad shit. I said, no, brother. What happened was you tore up your immune system. You tore up your body. So now you're getting the full effect of what the drugs did when you did it. He said, that's some deep shit. Yep. And that brother's dead right now. So RIP to him. But when you live in a certain lifestyle, it comes with a price, man. It don't matter if you got $1 million or you got $20 in your bank. It depends on how you live. And God will judge you. The universe, whoever you believe in, Allah, the universe, whatever. You have to pay for certain shit. And I think George Michael knew the lifestyle he lived. It don't have to be with his sexuality, why he's not here. It got to do with whatever went on in his life. In his beautiful life that he had long term. Actually, I won't say long term because he died at 52. That was very young. I'm 52 now. See, I think he died at 52. Yeah, he died at I'm gonna tell you right now, he died at 52. And I'm 52. So he died at a young age. Yeah, that's young. If anybody run around saying 52 is not young, then there's something wrong with them. That is very, very, very young. I want to take a moment of silence for George Michael. Cx1DJs, We Do Things Different podcast, Untold Stories of George Michael. And shout out to everybody on my all the feeds that we running, and iHeartMedia, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, all the 800 platforms we on: Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram. Shout out to everybody that's watching the Cx1DJ podcast, and of course all the people that's watching us on the Roku channel. And shout out to all the 3,000 people that's watching us on YouTube on another browser. And guess what? We got the software now. We could tell. It won't tell us who you are, but it tell us that you're watching on the browser. You are not signed into YouTube. Unfortunately, we don't get credit for that, but it will show us that you are watching on another browser. And shout out to Julia Simmons, and shout out to my coach from iHeartMedia, Chad, for setting us up with that software, and we appreciate it. We are the newest podcast, Cx1DJs, We Do Things Different podcast. Our channel is Cx1DJ Podcast on YouTube. Follow us. On X, follow us, Cx1DJ Podcast. On all our channels, it's Cx1DJ Podcast. But the name of the podcast is Cx1DJs, We Do Things Different Podcast. But of course, we got to shorten up when we promote, and we got to shorten it up. But the trademark is Cx1DJs, We Do Things Different Podcast. And the second name on the trademark is Cx1DJ Podcast. And then Cx1DJs trademark as well. So Tonight's show is sponsored by Cx1DJs LLC, and also our official sponsor, Jones Graphics, T-shirt printing for all your custom merch. If you need anything printed from 1 to 1 million, you could contact Jones Graphics by going to the website, and that's jonesgraphics404.com. That's jonesgraphics404.com, or call the hotline number if you want to order any bulk orders. And call for a store near you. We got 14 stores worldwide. The number is 404-552-8731. And I want to give a shout out to my staff, DJ Money, Troy Wallace, Bill Watson, TCAP, Punkinfoot, everybody with E&E Entertainment and BR Records, NJC Promotion, Watson Britton, and everybody that Julia Simmons, the PR for CX1DJs, to put everything together and fact check everything before we report it. Shout out to Epic Records, shout out to Columbia Records, and shout out to Virgin Records is also for the details. And shout out to everybody that's a part of George Michael team that have provided us with some of the information that we got here, pictures and video. Appreciate you all. All right, so back to where we at of this interview. We definitely want to tell everybody, if you in this music industry, I know you want to be in a group, right? Everybody wants your slot. When George Michael was singing on the stages, and he was in all the videos, when he was with Wham, you notice the other singer was not there. The other guy in the group. Y'all go back and when this is over, go back and look up Wham and all the George. Just look up George Michael and Wham, all right? And you're gonna see 99% of it is just George Michael. You might see the other singers, some of that shit. So I like shit. He's just a backup singer, right? But so when it was time to pay out the royalties, he didn't get paid the cut that he thought he was gonna get paid. The cut that they supposed to agreed on, him and George Michael. So I'm just going to say the other singer guy. I can't say his name. I didn't get it approved by him. And one thing about CX1DJ podcast, we do everything by the book over here. We don't want nothing flagged. We don't want nothing we do everything by the book. Along with our affiliate partners and everybody that we do journalists work with. We do it by the book. All right, so we can't say his name, but it was another singer. It was two singers in Wham. You got George Michael and the other gentleman. All right, so he was upset that he didn't get the cut that George Michael was getting. Everybody I know is in a fucking group is always getting mad at one or other person in the fucking group. I ain't get paid what I'm supposed to get. Now, when you think about it, all these decades later, now I'm going to be honest. Let me fix my goddamn collar. All these decades later, you can understand why he was pissed off. Because back when I was little, back when these motherfuckers came out. Now I'm old. I'm about the age George Michael was when he passed away. All right. So, 10 years ago. So, check this out. If you look at it, who gives a fuck who's the lead singer? Just give me the goddamn music. Who cares who's get royalties? But when you get older, you start thinking, God damn, I see why that brother was mad. Because every time I turn on the TV, I see George Michael. I don't see the other motherfucker. Do you? I don't. Now, this is about George Michael. So I ain't about to shit on George Michael on a George Michael program. You're not getting that. What you're getting is, why? People like, I'm going to get to it. Y'all don't go nowhere. Because if you have never been on a DJButterrock, we do things different podcast, and you're gonna get the bread and butter, baby. We're not gonna give you no half-ass reporting like some of these motherfuckers be doing. Because we do this shit for real. We don't play around with it. So you ask yourself, why the fuck is he in the front of the line and my ass is in the back and we in the same shit? Maybe because George Michael, like if y'all heard in the beginning, because some of y'all came in late, George Michael was the writer. All right? All right, let me make it clear. He was the writer and executive producer of all the Wham music. He brung in certain elements of the group that the other singer didn't do. You ever had a motherfucker you roll with? Yo, man, guess what? I'm about to make it. We ain't about to make shit. Did that motherfucker make it? But George Michael he was a good dude, man. According to my research, he did not leave my man behind because he knew how to sing too. He did some shit. He did whatever you want to call it. He did something. Gotta have faith. He did all that extra shit with George Michael. And I'm hearing allegedly they did a little more than we need to know about. No, I won't be talking about that today because it ain't my goddamn business. And George ain't here to. Well, George did say, he didn't give a fuck. He did what he did. And he said he's not. George Michael said he's not ashamed of nothing he did in the 80s, 90s, the early 2000s, and 2000, and the 99, 2000s. He said he ain't ashamed of shit. So a reporter asked him, so you ain't ashamed? You should just came out and say you was that way. He like, nah, the record company said I couldn't do it. So let's get back to that. We're going to rewind. We're going to go back to that. Let's get back to the part of the group, dude. So the motherfucker like, yo, I need what you got. If I'm writing, this is George talking to him, the other singer of Wham. If I'm writing the music, I'm arranging everything, doing all the arrangements for all the songs that we are recording in these high budget studios. I'm having my attorney talk to the people from Columbia. I'm getting everything together. Now keep in mind, one thing George Michael must have forgot that I got the information here. The other guy from Wham went to San Francisco and met the other band member that got them turned on to Columbia Records, Untold Stories. So what my man trying to say is, motherfucker, it wasn't for me, it wouldn't be no goddamn Wham. Woo! My man said, yo, you might be the fucking, just what he told George Michael. You might be the goddamn writer. You might be the head of the shit. You might be the damn big dog. You might be the head singer. But I'm the one that went to California and San Francisco and got the plug with another band member that turned us on to the record exec with Columbia Records. It wasn't for me going to California meeting with another band member to play instruments on the records, we would never got a deal with Columbia Records. And this was the other singer was telling George. It is none of this shit is a legend. This is real. I got the tea. So George was like, you know what? All right, you're right about that. Let's just, this is after they did the Wham shit. This be before he went solo. He said, well, we figured that shit out with the lawyers. Back then everybody was on drugs, drinking cocaine. Nobody wasn't give a fucking about nobody royalties, points, how much you supposed to get, how much I even supposed to give you. So they went on for decades. Social, but not social. But I will say this, right before he passed away, he made sure that man had $3 million. So we gotta give it up for George Michael. Cause some niggas die don't give you shit. You're not even the fucking will. So George Michael's a stand-up motherfucker, cause I know people living today that owe me motherfucking money. Ain't give me, nigga, do I owe you something? Nigga, you owe me, bitch. You forgot? Oh, you're that nigga. Don't worry about it. God. You know my favorite word is when somebody owe me some money? Don't worry about it. God took care of it. Well, that's some deep shit. That motherfucker that owe you. Yo, that's some deep shit. That nigga said God took care of it. No, nigga, he did, but motherfucker, I do want my money. Don't worry. You tell a motherfucker, don't worry about it, bro. God got you. God paid for it. But reality, that's saying I don't want to fuck you up. I ain't trying to go to jail. You owe me some money, but I'm gonna take the high road. God paid for it. If you ever heard somebody say, don't worry about it, bro, God took it. That means he or she really want to fuck you up, but they're letting it go because they want to take the high road. But back to George Michael. So George Michael, right before he passed away, he made sure the other singer of Wham had $3 million in his goddamn bank account. Y'all give a hand for George Michael on that one. Because I know, like I said, I know people right now when he gave you a goddamn dollar, you wouldn't have got shit. You just been assed out. Nothing. So we gotta give it to George Michael on that one. Now let me go ahead and find what I'm looking for here. Yeah, I wanna shout out to everybody in the team for definitely coming in today. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, this should be acting crazy sometime, y'all. Hold on. Hold on 1 minute. Yeah, shout out to everybody. I gotta get the video for the night that they sent me. Let me move this over here. So I don't want to be not talking while we on here. Yeah, shout out to everybody that really support DJ Butterrock and the Cx1DJs, and we definitely moved the mic over. We definitely appreciate everybody that support me. And don't worry, tomorrow we got a good show tomorrow. Guess who we got tomorrow? Untold Stories. We got Chief Keef. So all my Chicago people, Chief Keef tomorrow. Chief Keef. So we're gonna do this part of the program. Before I start it, I want to tell y'all this: God is good, and God loves you. Let's get into this video that we were sending over for George Michael. Let's go.
George, are you gay?
Am I gay? It's a pretty direct first question, isn't it? I've never said no. I've never said yes. No, I'm not. But the main thing I like to express is that I don't think it's anybody's business.
It is a hell of a first question, but when you wrap yourself around sex like George does, when you sing a song called I Want Your Sex, it seems fair enough to ask, what kind of sex do you want?
In other words, what I'm saying is I don't think it benefits anybody listening to my music to know whether or not I was in bed with a dog or a man or a woman last night. You know, it doesn't make any difference.
Well, I think if I'm a role model for any young gay people, it's just because of what I survive. You know, I think as a gay person, as a gay celebrity in 2007, I think what I survive is almost more important than what I do. You know, because what I do is a universal thing. I've never really thought of myself as a gay artist. Obviously, my being gay directs my creativity, but I've never sort of seen myself as a gay artist. But as a celebrity, I'm very much a gay celebrity because that's what the press doesn't really let me be anything else than that.
George, are you gay?
Am I gay? It's a pretty direct first question, isn't it? I've never said no. I've never said yes. No, I'm not. But the main thing I like to express is that I don't think it's anybody's business.
It is a hell of a first question, but when you wrap yourself around sex like George does, when you sing a song called I Want Your Sex, it seems fair enough to ask, what kind of sex do you want?
In other words, what I'm saying is I don't think it benefits anybody listening to my music to know whether or not I was in bed with a dog or a man or a woman last night. You know, it doesn't make any difference.
Well, I think if I'm a role model for any young gay people, it's just because of what I survive. You know, I think as a gay person, as a gay celebrity in 2007, I think what I survive is almost more important than what I do. You know, because what I do is a universal thing. I've never really thought of myself as a gay artist. Obviously, my being gay directs my creativity, but I've never sort of seen myself as a gay artist. But as a celebrity, I'm very much a gay celebrity because that's what the press doesn't really let me be anything else than that.
Yeah, thank you, TCap. Thank you. Yeah, my mic was out. I'm back in. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm back in now. My mic went out. Thank you, TCap, the vice president. Yeah, like I was saying, George Michael, good guy. Just everybody understand that. Yeah, I have two boards here in the mic. TCap, I appreciate it. Thank you for staying on top of that, and make sure that if the mic go out, you call me like you just did. That was dope as fuck. I appreciate that coming from TCap, my vice president of Cx1DJs. Yeah, but we at the end of the thing anyway, so it went out at the right time. Shit. Thank you. We about to get out of here, but I want to say this. Tomorrow we got Chief Keef. All my Chicago people, the untold story on Chief Keef, and we got. Listen to me. When I say we got some exclusive shit from Chief Keef. So if you new to Cx1DJs, we do untold stories on all genre of music. I don't care if you black, white, whatever. If you in the industry and you got a body of work, my team will contact your team. We put it together. Chief Keef. All this week, the untold stories is star studded. Keep your eye on all the Instagrams, Facebook. If you're not following us on Instagram, it's Cx1DJs podcast on Instagram. If you're not following us on X, it's Cx1DJs podcast. All right? There's the YouTube channel is at Cx1DJs on YouTube, but the whole brand is Cx1DJ podcast. Cx1DJs, we do things different podcast, LLC. This is a brand, baby. This is not just some shit we just started. No. And shout out to everybody. Shout out to TCap. I'm gonna give a shout out to TCap, DJ Money, Punkinfoot, Julia Simmons, the real Julia Simmons, for people out there acting like some shit. Troy Wallace, Bill Watson, shout out to Kermit, the superstar maker, for coming in here. I appreciate that. And shout out to everybody that's checking in. If it's your first time checking in, I love you. Shout out to Big Jig. Everybody go ahead and pray for Big Jig out there. Them fucking U.S. Marshals kicked in his door and looking for somebody that he did not know. So I want everybody to pray for Big Jig and post. If y'all see the video on the Cx1DJ podcast, repost that video of Big Jig on Action 11 Live News. And no one should be assaulted or harassed by any part of the law enforcement. You here to protect and serve. And I think Big Jig was treated very wrongly. They kicked in his door. They tore up his door. They tore up his house. And they just told pretty much, wham, bam, thank you, nigga. All right, here's the sheet, motherfucker. Send us all the shit we tore up and we'll pay for it. No, nigga, we gonna take you to court. So Big Jig is looking for a lawyer. So anybody got any lawyers, you could text me 44552-8731 and I will forward it to Big Jig. Talk to them, Jig. Don't worry. They'll talk to Jig in court because he is going to go out there and sue the U.S. Marshals. You don't come kick down that nigga door. We think it's going to be okay. It ain't okay, Jose. All right, Cx1DJs, we do things different podcasts. I'm DJ Butterrock. I'm your host. I'm out of here. God bless you. Chief Keef tomorrow, 8 p.m. East Coast time. Chief Keef, Untold Stories of Chief Keef. Mr. Souza, and then Chicago. Be in the building, all right? Peace and love, y'all. God bless you.